Krishna Vedagana Pratame Vandana Kori Sabada Charana Nilachala Vasi Jato Mahaprabhugana Bhumite Pariyavando Sabarachara Navadvipavasi Jato Mahaprabhu Bhakta Sabaracharana Vando Oyanura Mahaprabhu Bhakta Jato Gonadishistite Sabaracharana Vando Koriya Pranati Jai Deshe Jai Deshe Vaishe Gaurangera Gana Udbhavahu Kori Vando Savaracharana Hoyachena Ivena Prabhujato Dasa Sabaracharana Vando Tante Korigasa Brahmanda Tarite Shakti Dane Jane Jane Veda Purane Guna Gai Jabasune Mahaprabhu Prabha Patita Pavan Tailo Vimoy Papilo Inu Sharana Vandana Karite Moy Kato Shakti Dori Tama Buddhi Dose Mopi Tapati Mokera Bhagya Manera Ulas Doshakshami Mardame Karani Jadas Sarva Bancha Siddhi Hoya Yama Banda Chute Jagate Dorlava Hoya Prema Dana Lute Manera Vasana Puna Achirate Hoya Devaki Nandana Eloviko Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Rupa Shri Sanatana Pata Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Pata Dasa Raghunatha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedoya Kori Sarpar Sadasviya Dhamma Savatari Atyanta Dolabha Prema Parivaridhana Sikaye Saranagati Bhakaterapa Dainya Atmani Vedana Gopchit Vivarana Avasya Rakshive Krishna Vishwasapalana Bhakti Anukula Macha Bhajan Karnikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Bhajan Angikara Saranga Saranagati Oibejara Tara Prarthana Sune Srinandakara Rupasanatana Pare Tante Chinakori Bhakati Vinoda Pare Tu Paradoi Kariya Kariya Bole Amito Adam Shikaye Saranagati Karaye Uta Jaya Swapasada Jaya Godari Swapasada Jaya Godari Jaya You want to sing one? Or we can do something together. If not, I can sing.
You know okay about Mikhail?
Oh,
I've been trying to learn it, but
yeah.
I kind of know it, but if you know it, I don't know if you can do it.
What page is it?
73. I think I can do it.
Okay, great. Yeah. One way in.
Okay. This is weird, the mic stand today. Ke javi re Baba Sindhu Para. Can you play kartals? Javi ke Bola ke javi re Baba Sindhu Para. Tanya Kaliya Chaitanya Avatara Chaitanya Avatara Bola ke javi re Baba 아margo rangir gaite adan ke avar adan ke avar Charana Tora Avadi Paraha Avadi Paraha Bolo ke javi re ba Baba Sindhu para Harinar menor kani Shri Guru Kandare Shri Guru Kandare Sankirtana Giro Yoro Tubaho Pasare Tubaho Pasare Bolo ke javi re ba Baba Sindhu para Sabajiva hoilo para Premera batase Premera batase Bolo ke javi re Nitai hai, Gora hai, Nitai hai, Gora hai. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Lochanda Sakur ki jai. Who will go, O brothers, across the ocean of material existence? Blessed be this age of Kali, due to the incarnation of Sri Chaitanya. A free ferry boat operates at the port of my Gauranga. Even the old, the blind, and the crippled are crossing over. Harinam is the boat, Sri Guru is the helmsman, and the upraised arms of the Sankirtan party are the oars. All jivas are crossing over by the favorable winds of Prem. Only Lochandas, due to his own fault, has been left behind. Okay. Forgot to sing for Nitai.
Page 224. Amara samana hina nahi samsare astira hoye tripodi Pava Parapare. Kula Devi Yoga Maya More Kripa Kori Avarana Sambari Be Kabe Vishodari Sunechi agame vede mahima tomara Shri Krishna vimukhe badi koraro samsara Shri Krishna Samukya Jara Vakya Krame Hoya Chare Mukhi Diya Koro Ashoka Bhaya Eda se janani kori akataiva doya Vrindavane deho stana tumi yoga maya Tomare langia kota, Jive Krishna paya, Krishna rasa prakatilo, Tomara kripaya. Tomara kripaya, Tumi Krishna anuchari, Jagata janani, Tumi dekaile more, Krishna chintamani. Chintamani, Nishkapata hoye mata, Chao mora pane, Vaishnave Vishwasa Vidhi, O pratikshane. Vaishnava charana vina, Bhava para para, Bhakati vinoda nare, Oi vare para. Amara samana hina, nahi e samsare, astira hoye chipori, bhava para pare. Nahina, Asira hoyechi, Baba para pare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Jaya Yoga Maya Devi Yoga Maya, Yoga Maya Devi Jaya Yoga Maya, Devi Jaya. Thakur Bhakti Vinod, Thakur Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Vinod, Thakur Bhakti Vinod. Bhakti Vinod, Thakur Bhakti Vinod, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. There's no one in this world as wretched as I am. Having fallen into the vast ocean of material existence, I have become most agitated. O Yogamaya, O worshipful goddess of the Vaishnavas, O mother of the universe, when will you bestow your mercy and lift your veil of Mahamaya? I have heard your glories from the Vedic literatures. You bind the souls who are adverse to Krishna and make them engage in worldly life. To that person who through the gradual dawning of good fortune develops a favorable disposition towards Shri Krishna, you grant liberation and make him free from lamentation and fear. O Mother, please show your causeless mercy to this servant and grant me shelter in Vrindavan, for you are Yogamaya herself. By disregarding you, how can the jivas attain Shri Krishna? Krishna manifested his Ras Leela pastimes only by your mercy. You are an eternal companion of Shri Krishna and the mother of the universe. You have shown me the transcendental wish-fulfilling jewel of Krishna consciousness. O Mother, please glance upon me without reservation, so that my faith in the Vaishnavas may increase at every moment. Without taking shelter of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, Bhakti Vinod is not able to cross the ocean of material existence. Jai.
Page 123. Radha Krishna Pranamura Yugala Kishora Jivane Marane Gati Aranahi Mura Mura Indira Kure Keri God. That's a two beat. Kalindira Kure Keri Kadambera Vana Ratana Vendira Upar Posabo Dujana Shama Gori Ange Di Bojua Jadanera Gana Jamara de la Bokabe Eribo Mukachandra Gati Amarati Malati Bodhagale Handare tu dinatibo Kapura tambure Lalita Vishaka Adi Yato Saki Brinda Agnaya Kari Boseva Jaranara Vinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasaranudasa Seva apila shakore narottama dasa. Radha Krishna Pranamora Yugala Kisho Ora Jivane Madane Gati Adanahi Moda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Ni Dai Goda Haribo, 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 Ni Dai Goda Haribo. Haribo.
Agyanam timirandasya Gyananjana salakaya Chaksurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Twadalai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah Yang Pravrajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taruva Juhava Putre Ditanmayataya Taravo Benedos Tang Sarvabhuta Hridai Muni Manatosmi Bhaktya Vihinai Aparada Lakshay Chiptas Jakamadi Tarangamadye Kripamaitam Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavaivasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyaya Tam Nayamam Charanantike Kripayati Yadi Radha Badida Sheshabadha Kimapadabhishishtam Pushti Maryadi Yormi Yadi Vadati Chakinshit Smeraha Soditasvir Dvijavadamani Panktya Mukti Shuktya Tadakim Shama Sundara Shekhar Smeraha Samurali Manohara Radhika Rasikamam Kripanite Swapriya Charana Kinkarik Prananatha Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimakabjara Salola Satapada Radhika Padatale Kritastitam Tambajami Rasikendra Shekhar Sambadaya Dashane Trinam Bibo Partaye Brajamahendra Nandana Astu Mohantavati Ballabha Janma Janmani Marisvari Priya. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om, Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To our grandfather gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj and Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. To all of his divine associates and to all the assembled devotees, and to all the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. So today we have a great opportunity to become free from our obstacles and advance in our auspiciousness on the path of bhakti, because there are 4 or 5 great personalities whose appearance or disappearance days it is today. And so we have the opportunity to get their mercy by remembering them. Vasanti, who came first? So this is a series of days that we missed? Okay. He was first in the chronology. Right? Who was first? Hmm?
On the 15th, Saturday was Narahari Santa.
Okay, 15th.
16th was Kaliya Krishna.
Can you find
17th was
Narahari Sagara Thakur and Kaliya Krishna? And who's close? Yeah.
Suranga Thakur. I love that.
Suranga Thakur. That's in our Navadvip Dham Parikrama book. Do we have that here? And that would be on the island of Modadrumadweep. Navadvip Dham Parikrama. Okay. Kaliya Krishna and, oh, they're the same page. All right, so we'll start with Sri Saranga Thakur. I know. I need a new one. Why don't I just use the other one? We're reading from Sri Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj's book called Sri Chaitanya, His Life and Associates, about Saranga Thakur. Braja's Nandi Mukhi. Nandi Mukhi is the granddaughter of Purnamasi and the daughter of Sandipani Muni, who is the teacher of Krishna in Ujjain. Braja's Nandi Mukhi became Saranga Thakur in Gaura Lila. Although she's a gopi, she neither has direct relationship with Krishna in amorous love, nor does she have indirect relationship in amorous love like the Manjaris. There are 5 kinds of sakis, and she is called a regular saki. That means there's a more of an inclination towards Krishna than Radhika, and that means it means they have no that kind of relationship with him. But she assists in the amorous pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And her brother is Madhu Mangal, the funny cowherd friend, Brahmana cowherd friend of Krishna. Some people say he is Prahlad, but that is not the opinion held by my father. So who's my father? Gaura Ganadesha Deepika. And who is the author of Gaura Ganadesha Deepika?
I was going to say Sri Rupa Goswami.
No.
Yeah, I was thinking Radha Krishna.
No, that's Kavi Karnapur, I believe. I could be wrong. If you can check that. Sri Saranga Thakur is mentioned in the listing of the branches of the Chaitanya trunk of the tree of devotional service with Ram Das, Kavi Datta, Gopal Das, and Bhagavat Acharya. He is also known as Sarangadhar and Sharnaga Pani. He He used to live in Modadrumadweep, which is the island in Navadweep that represents, of the 9 types of devotional service.
Servitude.
Yes, good. Servitude.
Yes, Lord Ganadash is indeed Vaishnav.
Thank you. They indeed gave me the memory. The name of the town is also Modadrumadweep, but the town is called Mamagachi. He would sit in a secluded place on the banks of the Ganges to meditate and chant the holy names. Through these practices, he obtained many miraculous powers. So if anybody wants power, miraculous ones, just chant. At first, he did not want to make any disciples for fear of disturbances to his bhajan. But Mahaprabhu repeatedly encouraged him to do so. The following account is given in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhana. Quote, when the Lord was criticizing Devananda Pandit for having offended Srivas Pandit, Sharanga Thakur met him on the streets of Navadweep. Mahaprabhu ordered him to give up his determination to never make disciples. He used to help Mahaprabhu in his Sankirtan, and he used to worship his deity, and he was getting old. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, having been ordered by Mahaprabhu to take disciples, he decided he would make a disciple of the first person that he met the following morning. As fate would have it, the next morning a dead body washed up against him while he was taking bath in the Ganges. He revived the corpse and made him a disciple. The disciple was known as Thakur Murari, or sometimes as Saranga Murari. In the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhana, it is further said that Murari was a boy who had been killed by a snake bite, and his parents had set his uncremated body afloat in the raft of the Ganges, because that's the rule, as was the custom in the time. Saranga Thakur himself became an empowered preacher of Mahaprabhu's Dharma, and descendants of his disciples still live in the village named Shava. You know what that means? You know Shavasana of the yogis? That means it's the corpse pose. So this city is called Corpse. Shava. What? Yeah. So anyway, I don't think it tells it here, but the next day, his relatives came to, thank Saranga Thakur and to take their son home. So the son said, I'm not going home. My last life was with you, but he gave me a new life and a twice new life by giving me Diksha. So I belong to him. So he's called Saranga Murari, the Murari of Saranga Thakur. Saranga Thakur's deities were served in the town of Mamagachi. The original temple was built in front of a bakula tree, and the bakula tree is still there. We went and circumambulated the bakula tree. The deities of Radha Gopinath can be seen in this temple, as can a deity of Mahaprabhu's other associate, Vasudev Datta Thakur. Sri Madan Gopal. The devotees who do parikrama of Navadvip visit this temple for darshan. You know who Vasudev Datta is?
He's the one that prayed.
He's the one who prayed that deliver everybody in the universe to Lord Chaitanya, and I'll suffer their reactions. And then Lord Chaitanya said, even if I deliver everybody in this universe, it would instantly fill up again, because there are so many universes, like mustard seeds on the head of Anantadev. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur established a temple not far from the above-mentioned home of Saranga Murari at his birthplace, at the birthplace of Vrindavan Das Thakur. So that's a great place to go, if not by body, then by mind, because Vrindavan Das Thakur is the incarnation of a combination of Vyasadeva and a cowherd boy. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami referred to his writing of Chaitanya Bhagavat, which we're so lucky to hear every morning during breakfast. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes, and Vyas has already written about these pastimes. I'm just taking the remnants. And then Vrindavan Das Thakur writes, Vyas will come and write some more pastimes of Mahaprabhu. So they call each other the incarnation of Vyasadeva. So many great pastimes and personalities are there in that area. It's the area near where Lord Ram and Sita built their thatched hut. He disappeared on the 13th day of the waning moon, Krishna Trayodasi, in the month of Agrahayan. Is that around this week? An alternative opinion is that he disappeared on the Asharaha Krishna Chaturdasi. So today is Trayodasi? Well, yeah, there was Kadasi, then there was Dwadasi. So is this Trayodasi or Chaturdasi? Right, so today is Chaturdasi. So he... Trayodasi, okay. So that was yesterday. Okay. So Sri Saranga Thakur ki jai. Tadiya Tirubhav Titi Mahamahotsav ki jai. And now we're going to hear about from Srila Maharaj the glories of Sri Kaliya Krishnadas, also known as Kala Krishnadas. In Braj, would you remember who Saranga Thakur is in Braj? Yeah, Nandi Mukhi. Good friend of Yogamaya. Good friend of Vrindadevi. In Braj, Kala Krishnadas was Krishna's cowherd friend named Lavanga. Lavanga is one of the 12 Gopals. Dadasa Gopal means the 12 main cowherd friends of Krishna, like there are 8 main gopis, 8 main manjaris. So there's 12 main gopas. Lavanga Sakha is one of the 12 Gopals. His birthplace is in the town of Akai Hut in Katwa. You all know Katwa. That's where the big festival is, where Narottam Das Thakur Was that in Katwa? Or was that Khetri? That was Khetri, where when Narottam Das Thakur did his kirtan, Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva appeared and joined them. Everyone was astonished. But that was in Khetri. In Katwa was where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shaved up and took sannyas. He swam from his house in Navadvip, crossed the river to Katwa. Near his birthplace and preaching place is a pond called Nupur Kunda. Nupur means ankle, anklets or ankle bells. It is said that the ankle bell of Raghunandan Thakur, the son of Kandavasi. Kandavasi means, that's not his name, but he's a resident of Sri Khanda. Many great physician devotees came from Sri Khanda. Kandavasi Mukunda. You remember the story of how the son, huh?
It flew 4 miles.
The ankle bell flew 4 miles, Haridas said. So why are we hearing about Raghunandan? Because it's right near his preaching place and birthplace. Whose? Lavangasaka, who? Kaliya Krishnadas, or Kala Krishnadas. You know, Raghunandan Thakur was the one who said to his Thakur, eat, and then he saw his deity eating. In his Anubhasya commentary of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur has written, in the opinion of the Goswamis of the Sonatala village, Kala Krishna Das was a Brahmin of the Virendra group of the Bharadvaj Gotra in Badara Gram. Even though it might appear boring, this one was born near this and did in the village of that. But just by hearing this, we make Krishna conscious advancement. Kala Krishna Das went to Pabna to preach the chanting of the holy names. There is still the ruins of the buildings where he built his ashram. Later, members of his family came to live here. Since there were no other brahmanas of the Virendra group, he came there to marry. Afterwards, he returned to Akai, which is in Katwa, and finished his days in Vrindavan. He had 2 sons, named Sri Mohandas and Sri Gaurangadas, or Vrindavan Das. Their descendants still live in the Sonatala village. There they celebrate his disappearance day on the 12th day of the waning moon of the month of Agrahayan. So was Dwadasi, 2 days ago. The deity he worshipped was named Kala Chand. What does that mean? Close. Chand means moon, and Kala means, like there's Purna Chand, that's the full moon, and there's Kalas, or like a part of that. But why would the deity be named a part? It could be also black, because Kala means black as well. Let's see if there's anything revealed. Kala Krishna Das was the best of the Vaishnavas. He knew nothing but Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet, obviously, if he's one of the 12 main gopas. When Janava Devi came to Katva, Kala Krishna Das was in her entourage, because who's Janava Devi? Nityananda's consort and power. They all arrived in Kantaka Nagara, Katva. Oh, I didn't know that before. Kantak Nagar is another name of Katva, with the company of many devotees, including Kala Krishna Das from Akai Hat. The Kala Krishna Das who accompanied Mahaprabhu. Now, this is important because there was a Kala Krishna Das. Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, and the devotees wanted to go with him, and he said, if I take any of you, then the others will be envious. So they said, well, why don't you take somebody unknown? But you have to have somebody. Because first he said, I'll go alone. No, you have to have somebody, because when you faint, you don't know where your clothes are, where your water pot is. You need somebody to carry that for you. So the person was Kala Krishna Das. And everything was going fine till they reached a certain city where there was gypsies. And the gypsies would go village to village and lure some young man by one of their girls. And then they would abscond with him and make him one of their tribesmen. So that's what happened to Kala Krishna Das. And when he disappeared, Mahaprabhu came back from somewhere and noticed that he wasn't there. So he could understand what happened naturally. And so he went and grabbed him by the hair and brought him out. But even though he came out, Mahaprabhu was unhappy with him. So as soon as they reached home, he dropped him off and he said, don't travel with me anymore. So that Kala Krishna Das is different from this one. Oh, the other one accompanied him to southern India, not Vrindavan. Okay, so Sri Kaliya or Kala Krishna Das ki jai, Tadiya Tirabhav ki jai. So he was one of the entourage of Janava Devi, which is an amazing thing. Being the power of Nityananda, being non-different from Ananga Manjari, the power of Baladev, but also Baladev himself in a female form in order to enjoy those pastimes, amorous pastimes. Okay, who else is there, Vasanti? Narahari Sagara Thakur. Can you find him? Here. Yeah. In the meantime, who was it? That's Prabhupada's godbrother? Vasanti? Yeah, okay. So one of the youngest sannyasis of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Hrishikesh Maharaj. And he's the one who questioned, like, I've been hearing something that's apparently contradictory. There's one quote by Narottam Das Thakur that indicates whatever sadhan you do, and whatever you think about at the time of sadhan, that's what you become in the spiritual world. And then, of course, there's the quote from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami that the soul is Nitya Krishna Das. He eternally has a relationship with Krishna. So, which is correct. He didn't know at that time, according to the Leela, that they're both correct because they're both saying the same thing, which is that eternally we have a seed. Well, eternally we have a relationship, but in the beginning of our creation, if you need the word beginning, we are invested by Krishna, our creator, with the seed of a specific relationship. And then by meeting Guru, after millions of births of pious activities, we meet Guru and get the mantra and follow, and gradually we come to Bhava Bhakti, where the mood of the eternal associate, who is an ocean of the mood that we aspire, or it could be his Sri Guru in that life, that bhav manifests fully in the heart. And then he gets realized. And then at that time, because he's doing sadhan bhajan, he's thinking like that. That's his sadhan bhajan, starting with the late stages of asakti and going into bhav. It's still in the realm of sadhan, in a sense. There's 3 stages, sadhan, bhav, and prem. But there's the bhav sadhak as well. Like Raghunath Das Goswami and the other Goswamis. They acted as sadhaks, though they were siddhas. So then you think about that during your sadhan, and then you get that, right? So there's no contradiction at all. It's only talking about the advanced sadhak, not the beginning one. That, I'll do sadhan of coward boy and become one. All right, so now that I've told that, I see Srila Narahari Sarkar Thakur in front of me. So we'll hear about him from Srila Maharaj and then come back to Srila Hrishikesh Maharaj. Pura madhumati pranasaki vrindavane stita aduna naraharyakya sarakara prabhu priya. Narahari Sarkar, the Lord's dear associate, was previously Radha's intimate girlfriend named Madhu Mati. And today, he is Narahari Sarkar. Who is he? As a gopi? Madhumati, who's one of Radha's intimate girlfriends, or Sakis. He is counted, whereas Lavanga Saka, who's who? Kaliya Krishnadas, is an associate of Nityananda Prabhu. He, being a gopi, is the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's counted as one of Mahaprabhu's branches on the desire tree of pure devotional service. By Mahaprabhu's desire, he took birth in a physician family called in Hindi as Vaidya. Blessing his family when he did so. When he took birth, he blessed his family. He was foremost among the residents of, can you guess? Of where? Sri Khanda. So many physician devotees there. all of who were the Lord's associates. On the Katwa Burdwan rail line, and yeah, our Prabhupada did that too, and his purports to Chaitanya Charitamrita. Well, if you take the bus to here and then you get on the railroad line, you'll find this city that I'm speaking about. The first station west of Katwa is Sripat Srikhanda. And the second, Srikhanda. Narahari's home is about 1 mile. So if you want to do parikrama of all of India and go to all the associates' homes where you just happen to be, there in between Delhi and Calcutta, you can go there. Here's the train station. Some of the other prominent residents of Srikhanda who were devotees of Chiranjiva were Chiranjiva, Sri Mukunda, Sri Lochan, Sri Sulochan, Sri Damodar Kaviraj, Sri Ramchandra Kaviraj, Sri Govinda Kaviraj, Sri Balaram Das, Sri Rati Kanta. So these are all pure devotees. If we just hear their name, we make spiritual benefit. And Jagadananda, and Pitambara, and Sachinandan. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions many of these names as Chaitanya's branches that generously distributed the fruits of love of God. Because Mahaprabhu is the whole tree, and he sings so many fruits, and he's thinking, how can I distribute them all? So his associates did that. The scholar Bharat Malik has written the following Sanskrit verses about his appearance in the Vaidya family in his book Chandra Prabha, or The Influence of the Moon. In Bengal, in the area known as Rarha Burdwan, there is a famous town known as Srikhanda that gave shelter to all the physician clans. Since Vaidyas gathered there, it became a favored residence for them, especially those who were of the noblest birth. In the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhana, it is stated that Narahari Sarkar Thakur appeared in either the Shaka year 1401 or 1402, which is 1479 AD. His father's name was Sri Narayan Das, his mother Sri Goyi. Goyi was the daughter of Murari Sen, and Narayan Das had 3 sons, Mukunda, Madhav, and Narahari. Raghunandan Thakur was Mukunda's son. Got that? So Narayan Das had 3 sons, who? Mukunda, Madhav, and Narahari. So Raghunandan was the son of who? Mukunda. And the Mukunda was the king's physician. One time he was sitting, was that him?
With a peacock fan?
Yeah. He saw a peacock fan. He was checking the king, and he saw a peacock fan, and he fell off the ledge. And they asked, what happened? He said, oh, I have some epilepsy. The author of Chaitanya Mangal, who? Lochan Das, who came from the village of Kogram near Jamadpur, was Narahari's disciple. Right. For this reason, Lochandas writes that Srila Gadadhar Pandit and Narahari Sarkar were Mahaprabhu's dearest associates. On the other hand, in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur has not spoken at any length about the devotees of Sri Khanda. Srila Lochan Das Thakur has written the following about his guru in his Chaitanya Mangal. Narahari Das Thakur is my worshipful master. He was the descendant of a pure line of physicians. His body was permeated by love for Krishna, and he taught his disciples nothing other than Krishna Prem. He was previously known as Madhumati, one of Radha's dearest Sakis in Vrindavan, a storehouse of sweetness. Now, in the age of Kali, with the appearance of Gauranga, he has become the keeper of the storehouse of love for Radha and Krishna. After the death of his father Narayan, Narahari's older brother Mukunda arranged for him to study in Navadvip. He quickly became very learned. Oh, there's a lot about him. As well as a connoisseur of the flavors of devotional, yes, you're right, connoisseur of the flavors of devotional sentiment. Even before becoming Mahaprabhu's associate, he composed songs glorifying Radha and Govinda's pastime. When Gadadhar Pandit, because I was wondering, why did he say that my two gurus are Gadadhar Das and who? Narahari Das Thakur or Sarakara Thakur. So when Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami was constantly by the Lord's side, engaged in his service, Narahari had the good fortune to enter into his association. Narahari Sarkar, his personal service was to fan the Lord with a yak-tail whisk, you know, those white ones that we see on the altar. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Mahaprabhu's personal representative, confirmed this in his Gora Arati, right? The tune. Narahari Adi Kore. What's the tune? Narahari Adi Kore. Chamara Dulaya. Sanjaya Makunda Vasu. Goshadigaya. Narahari and the other residents of Sri Khanda fanned with the chamra, while Sanjaya, Mukunda, and Vasugosh sang. Mukunda was a big kirtaniya. Narahari wrote several books, including Bhakti Chandrika Patal, Sri Krishna Bhajanamrita, Sri Chaitanya Sahasranam, Sri Sachinandanastika. Okay, good. Narahari Sakara Thakur. Because some people think that Sri Sachinandanastikam was written by Narahari Chakravarti, but they were hundreds of years apart. Anyway, it's a great song. It's all about the cheating of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Krishna, he was a cheater too, but he wasn't as big a cheater as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he showed himself as a mendicant, as a devotee, as a renunciate, but actually he was that biggest debauchee, Krishna. So he's the greatest cheater. And the reason that he's golden is because of embracing the gopis who have kumkum on their bodies. And that's also why he has the saffron robe from the kumkum of the gopis. So that's called Sachi Nandanastakam. You'll find that Gurudev talks about that kirtan in his 5th verse purport of the Alap Kusmanjali. How do you know all this?
Because of you.
Oh. You have a good memory. So these are some of his books, and also Sri Radhastaka. All of these are well known and thought of highly by the devotees. The following story, ready for a story? Is told about Narahari. Once, when Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu came to his house in Sri Khanda, they suddenly expressed a desire for honey. Narahari demonstrated his miraculous powers by transforming the water in a pond near his house into honey. You want power? Chant Hare Krishna. Narahari, yeah. Ever since he quenched the Lord's desire for honey. Who wanted honey?
Lord Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu.
Right, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. So, ever since then, this pond has been known as Madhu Puskarini, or the pond of honey. The Lord gave Narahari the order in a dream to install the 3 deities of himself that are currently worshipped in Sri Khanda, Katwa, and Ganganagara. Narahari Sagar Thakur also participated in the Lord's activities in Puri. He and the other residents of Sri Khanda were among those who went every year with Shivananda Sen to Jagannath Puri to observe the Ratha Yatra and associate for a few months with Mahaprabhu. When Mahaprabhu returned to Puri after his pilgrimage to South India, where he had saved so many people by giving them love for Krishna, he would just chant all over South India and embrace people. And just by embracing them, they would get love of Krishna. And then they would go back to their village and embrace their co-residents, and they would get love of Krishna. And how do you get that power? Chanting purely, without any offense, and with tears and bhav. So, at that time, Nityananda Prabhu sent Kala Krishna Das back to Bengal to tell everyone that he was back. The Bengali devotees immediately made arrangements to go to Jagannath Puri. He went to tell that Mahaprabhu was back in Puri, because he was just touring where? South India. So all the devotees, all the Bengali devotees went to Jagannath Puri to see him. Also, among all these among all these Bengali devotees were the residents of Sri Khanda as well. Now a couple of quotes from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And if you repeat this after the class or during lunch, it goes in the heart, otherwise it evaporates in the air. Mukunda, Narahari, and Raghunandan from Sri Khanda arrived at Advaita Acharya's house to go to Nilachala. After the Snana Yatra, that is the bathing ceremony of Jagannath, he would not be available for darshan because he got sick. Mahaprabhu would go to Alalanath to get relief from not being able to see Lord Jagannath. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, well, why don't we follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and make our main deity Jagannath Dev?
Because that's Dwarkadish Krishna.
Yeah, but Mahaprabhu did it.
Is it because that's Mahaprabhu's Ashwarya Leela?
Because Mahaprabhu is Radhika, and Radhika was always feeling separation of Krishna in Dwarka, and then finally she met him in Kurukshetra. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya,
Does that mean that Mahaprabhu is worshipping Jagannath with the mood of separation, and we're worshipping them with the mood of hate?
I don't have any mood, do you? So what's the question?
Meaning, like, so Lord Chaitanya is worshipping Jagannath he worships Jagannath because he's worshipping just Krishna in a mood of, he's feeling separation. We're worshipping Radha and Krishna because ideally, like, we want to be among
Because we're following the instructions of Mahaprabhu.
true worship then.
He's our Shiksha Guru. Right? Who says that? Raghunath.
It's also in the Guru Parampara song. Jagat Guru Gaura Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, Jagat Guru Gaura Mahaprabhu. And also Raghunath Das Goswami in the Manashiksha. She knows it. What is it? Huh? Yeah. The second verse. Nadarmam nadarmam Shrutigana nirukta kila kuru Prajay Radha Krishna Prachuda Paricharyami Hatano Sachi Sunam Nandi Swarasuti Patat Guru Varam Makunda Praise Tatve Smaranama Ajasvam Nanamana. So that could be taken, depending on where you connect the words, that Sri Guru is very dear to Mukunda, or you can take it that Mahaprabhu is Jagat Guru, Guru of all Gurus. And we follow his line from Rupa Goswami. During the Rath Yatra festival, the Lord formed 7 kirtan groups with the devotees from Bengal. One of these was composed uniquely of devotees from Srikhanda. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes that Narahari and Raghunandan were the dancers for this group. Which group?
The group from Srikhanda.
The group from Srikhanda. So what's the relationship between Narahari and Raghunandan?
Narahari is his uncle.
Narahari and his father are brothers, so that makes them uncle and nephew. When the Lord gave all the devotees directions for service, he told Narahari to remain in the association of devotees. Many people confuse Narahari Sarkar Thakur with the author of Bhakti Ratnakara, which is Narahari Chakravarti. The latter, who is also known as Ganesham Das, who's the latter? Narahari Chakravarti, was born 2 centuries later in the district of Murshidabad. His father's name was Jagannath Chakravarti, and he was a disciple of Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur. On Govinda's order, he was engaged as a cook for the Govinda temple and was known as the cooking pujari, or Rasuya pujari in Braj. Who are we speaking about?
Hari Chakravarti.
Narahari Chakravarti. And then 200 years earlier is Narahari Sakara Thakur. All right, they're great. So Narahari Sakara Thakur ki jai. Tariya Tirabhav Vasanti? Tirabhav Titi Mahamaj. And then finally, we have Srila Rishikesh Maharaj. And I am looking for him. Rishikesh. He was the youngest of the sannyasis of Srila Prabhupada. He's so young that he's not even here.
Is he in the Super Jiva book?
Why would he be there?
Because of the question that he asked.
Yes, he would be there. Good. Huh? Yeah, also Paramurde's biography, but it's easier to find in the Swarupa of the Jiva. Because it's the first chapter, I believe. Huh? Yeah. It's in the first chapter of Swarupa of the Jiva and part 5, I think.
This question is not new.
Question is what?
Not new.
Not new. Right. The question. Okay. The question. The youngest of that assembly, Shripad Bhakti Vikash, is it Bhakti Vikash? Rishikesha Maharaj, was very inquisitive about tattva. Full of humility, he folded his hands and said, "For a long time, I have had a doubt about the Swarup of the Jiva. I have scrutinized many Goswamis' literatures, and I have also asked my senior godbrothers, but so far my doubt has not been dispelled. In Sanatan Shiksha, in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is stated, Jivara Swarupohai Krishnara Nitya Das." He's the. From this verse, it seems that the quality of being the servant of Krishna is eternally latent in the very constitution of the living being. It's not eternally latent because there's a point where it wakes up. You can say maybe intrinsically. Consequently, his service, his name, his form, and so on must be present in some form or other in his constitutional nature, which is now covered by Maya. His Swarup can never be covered by Maya, because Maya can never cover a spiritual being. But in its latent stage, Maya can cover that jiva. However, it can also be said that since the jiva is a transformation of Tatastha Shakti, his Swarup should also be Tatastha. Guru Krishna Prashade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. That is, his constitutional nature is neutral. And then when he meets Guru, the Guru gives the seed of the relationship. So just to respond to that, Srila Gurudev and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj mentioned that the seed is already there at the time of creation, but if there's a seed sitting in a cupboard in an Almira, it'll never sprout. So the guru takes the seed out and plants it. And then he creates for the jiva his bhakti lata beach, the seed, not of his relationship, but the seed of the bhakti creeper, which goes from ado to shraddha. Good. Good. So if you look at, I believe it's chapter 9 of this book, there's a whole chapter which Gadagaraja Prabhu is going to memorize today, which is, wow, it's such a good book. Oh, this chapter is called Does Guru Give the Seed? And that is chapter 9. It's really good. I hope you can tell us about it tomorrow. Do you want to compete?
I can compete.
Do you want to follow in the footsteps?
Sure.
Okay. So you can help him if he forgets anything. So I'm confused. From that point of view, it seems that the jiva is constitutionally an infinitesimal particle of consciousness who obtains the bhakti lata beach by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. In that case, the nature of his perfected condition will be in accordance with the nature of the seed he receives from Guru. Srila Narottam Das Thakur also supports this idea in Prem Bhakti Chandrika. Sadhane bhavivo jaha siddha deha pabhotaha ragapatir e se ubhai, which is what I said before, that according to the meditation at the time of sadhan, and who can do sadhan? Only the Bhava Bhakta, and at the very late stage of Ashakti. This verse informs us that perfection will be in accordance with whichever type of sadhan is practiced. So superficially it seems that there are two contradictory points. And so first, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami answers it very beautifully, and then Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj completes the answer. All right, Gaur Premanandi. Any questions? Any urgent questions? Comments, ifs, ands, buts? Do you have any buts? Okay. Gaur Premanandi. Shri Kaliya Krishna. Kala Krishna. What's his last name? Das. Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Narahari Sakara Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Bhakti Vikash Rishikesh Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sri Saranga Thakur Ki Jai. Saranga Murari Ki Jai. Anybody else? Gaur Parshadavrinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Gaur Premanandi. Is it off?
No.
Almost.
Nitai Prabhu, after you finish